What's up, y'all? It's Buu E Radley. And today, I want to talk about how I learned about credit and how credit works, its pros, cons, its benefits, and repercussions. So, I was about 18, 19, might have graduated high school already, and my wisdom teeth had come in. Now, as everybody knows who've dealt with wisdom teeth in the past, most people end up having to get them removed because they're very uncomfortable, they hurt. You might try to eat some food and be biting your cheeks, the inside of your cheeks, tearing them up. So I, like many other people, I had to get mine removed. Um, any means necessary. So I'm like, look, ma, gotta take me somewhere. I gotta get these things out. I was in a lot of pain, and so we found a dentistry, right? But they said it was gonna be like I think 22, $2,500. I ain't had no 22, $2,500. I ain't had no money like that. Shit, even now, if you say that I gotta pay $2,500 for something, I ain't trying to do it. You take credit? Can I write you a check? I promise it ain't gonna bounce behind my back. I promise it ain't gonna bounce. So they do the operation on the credit. This dentistry they had credit, so they like, yo, here, take that. This your credit line. We're gonna do this operation for you. You're gonna pay us back in installment payments. I think they said something like 2 years or something like that. So in 2 years' time, either two or three, one of them, I'd be done paying them. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I got you. Mind you, my fingers is crossed behind my back, so I'm not gonna honor that. But they don't know that because you know what I'm saying, I'm like slick with it. So of course, I would go on to run off on the plug. I would run off, ran off on the plug twice. Steady calling, I ain't calling bike, like the Ply song. So the thing about social security numbers and credit is they got a way of finding your ass. They will find you. If you don't believe me, ask anybody that's ever had their car repossessed. They found you, bro. Yeah, they found me, bro. I parked it at my grandma's house in the back. And I went outside, my shit still was gone. Yeah, yeah. They when you owe these people money, oh, they gonna find you. They gonna find you, and they gonna get their money, or they gonna get some possessions, some collateral off you. So they found me. At first, I'm like, I ain't paying them because as 18 and 19-year-old, your sense of reality and time, maturity, all of that stuff is not all the way developed yet. I don't think that stuff develops fully into an adult state to like what 25 or something like that. So they finally catch up to me and they like, okay, well look here, buddy. You don't want to pay us? Here's this letter. We gonna sue your motherfucking ass and we gonna get that money. I'm like, oh, hold up now, a lawsuit? That sounds some kind of fierce. That sounds severe and serious. I don't want them problems on my back. So, I knuckled down. I was working a job at the time, and see, I think they might have been talking about garnishing my wages or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it was a threat that I took seriously enough that I was gonna do right. I got my shit together with them people, so I started making the payments. I would go on to pay it off in 2 or 3 years, something like that. I can't remember how long it took, but I finally paid it all the way off. Um, Working my little school gigs. I was doing grunt work in college, um, but I paid it off in about 2 or 3 years, something like that. And so I realized, like, as I was paying off what I owed, as I neared the end of paying it off, I started getting credit card offers. I'm like, what the hell is this? Now, once again, I was only like 18, 19, something like that. I'm thinking, what I'm gonna do with a credit card? But ruin myself in debt. Not all the way thinking about the benefits. I'm thinking about the cons, such as interest rates and how you hear stories about people ruining their lives and being in all this credit card debt. and the cash loans and all that. Mind you, I got student loan debt, so I'm worried about credit card debt, but I got student loan debt. Mine ain't all the way developed yet. So I got a credit card. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I realized those payments I was making to the dentist people was boosting my credit. You know what I mean? So that's how I learned about credit. Was the hard way. Almost having to get sued was my introduction to credit and how it worked and all of that. Now, to anybody out there listening who may not be familiar with credit or you're looking to get into credit and all that, a couple tips I would say is always make your payments on time. Make your credit payments on time. If you got debt, pay it on time. Whatever the limit is on your card, like if you got let's say your credit card is $3,000, like you can borrow up to $3,000 off of it. Don't let it go over 30% of the total lending amount. You know what I mean? Keep it under 30%. That's a rule of thumb. Um, making minimum payments, you're gonna get taxed on the back end through those interests. As the interest tax on to the principal, it's gonna run up how much you'll have paid over the life of whatever loaned amount that you're paying on. So, um, what I personally like to calculate is what do I owe, and then how much will I owe when that interest hits. So whatever your balance is, that times whatever your interest rate is. For credit cards, from what I've seen at least, they usually tend to be between like 22, 25% or so. So if you got $100 that you owe, times that by 100, well, times that by 1.25. That's that one that represents, because we're dealing with decimals and percentages. That's the principal is going to that one, and then 0.25, that's the percentage. So that would be $125 because 25% of 100 is 25. So then 25 plus the 100 that you owe, that's 125. So I would want to pay, if I want to pay it off in 2 months, I would probably pay, like $75 or something like that. Because I like to pay enough on it where I'm tapping into that principal, knocking that down, the balance owed, while also knocking down whatever interest will be racking up. So that the next month when I finally go to pay it all the way off, it's not, a much bigger or too much close to the amount of the prior month. So I know that's everywhere and sound crazy, but you know, people that got credit debt and they manage their credit and got good credit scores to medium credit scores, all that stuff, they probably be like, okay, I feel you, yeah, or nah, let me know, yay or nay. And then people gonna be getting into credit, just know that keep your balances owed on your limits under 30%. Pay your stuff on time. Try to pay more than a minimum amount. For big purchases, see, I like to keep my cash uh, fluid, liquid. So if I got the cash to buy something straight out, but I don't want to spend all that cash on it at the time, then I'll charge it to the credit and I'll pay it in installments. Every check, I'll pay more on it to get it down. I like to personally get items off my credit at least 3 months. You know what I mean? 3 months max. So if I can get it down in 2 months, then I'll do that. You know what I mean? That's like 4 installments, chipping away at it. Preferably pay it off sooner, but for like a big purchase item, 2 to 3 months, depending on how my money looking and what we got going on. So, credit talk with Buu E Radley. I know it's a lot to take in. Might have been tough to follow, but leave me a comment. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Oh, and Mustard Seed, my debut album, that's going to be coming out April 30th. All streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, all of it. April 30th, Mustard Seed, my debut album. Peace.